Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options and Play video update. So we have the first full week of July coming up, and it's quieter than you would expect. All right, I feel like we're all ready for earnings season, but we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer because the coming week is pretty slow from a scheduled news perspective. That being said, it is about the time of the month where we could start to see some unscheduled guides. So always on the watch for those, but obviously you can't plan for them because those can be kind of out of the blue sometimes. All right, but in terms of next week, Monday, markets are closed for the holidays, so obviously nothing is scheduled. Tuesday before the open, nothing scheduled. After the close on Tuesday, Smart Global. They're priced in about 4 points. Those are monthly options. To be honest, it's been a few years since I've traded this name, and I'd say like one of the only reasons I'm even talking about it right now is because there's only 4 to 5 companies scheduled over the week. Um, so, it can occasionally move, and from like a technical standpoint, it looks pretty tight, like it's due. Had a real nice beat and raise, actually a big beat and raise last quarter, so maybe something to look at for like a spec bull idea. Before the open on Wednesday, MSM, so about 4.5 points. Those are monthly options though too. I used to play GWW or FAST as simply plays on this, but the group has been kind of out of play recently, and I think I'm going to hold off. It is one of the first industrials to report though, so it might give people some clues about how the upcoming quarter is going to look. After the close on Wednesday, WDFC, so about 19 to 20 points. Those are monthly options too. Um, you know, for such a steady business, this is a surprisingly volatile stock at times around earnings. I mean, last 2 quarters ago, huge gap. Last quarter, huge gap. So maybe it's due for another decent sized move. And I mean, if it moves as much as it did the last 2 quarters, then options are significantly underpriced. But that's, I guess, the question: is it going to move as much as it did the last 2 quarters? So, I mean, I don't trade this very often, but I mean, you can see obviously that the last 2 quarters had big moves, and right now the options are priced for a move much smaller than that. So, I mean, that's really what you're staring at. So maybe it's something you could look at for like a volatility strategy, because like even paying for that extra week of time, I mean, options are still below what it moved the last 2 quarters. Before they open on Thursday, Helen of Troy about 15 points, but those are monthly options too. Consumer products company. Sometimes it can actually see 10%. It's not too unheard of for this one. It was hit pretty hard after a weak quarter in April, right back to where it was pre-print. You know, Pricing kind of elevated, and it's going to have to move a lot to reward the risk, like the option risk. So I'm kind of undecided on it. I mean, setup wise, it does look kind of tight, been in like a monthly range, and it does occasionally move quite a bit. So it might be more of like a game time decision for me. After the close on Thursday, Levi's, so about 2.25. Those are monthly options. Looks like a decent setup for a rally ahead of earnings. Um, Recent retail earnings pretty solid. Levi's coming off a solid quarter. Stock acts well off its 52-week high. So I'll have to see where it is going into the report to figure out if there's going to still be a trade on it. But I was thinking that this one might be set up to move higher into the print. So we'll still have to see where it stands the day of. And then lastly, Friday before the open, AZZ. Honestly, volume's too light on the stock. The option spreads are too wide to really focus on it. But it is the only scheduled name on Friday morning, so maybe it moves around a little bit. But I'm not going to be involved with that. And that's it. So there are really not too many names. Only a couple like names people are even really familiar with, and um, you know, I'm I'm hoping that there will be some unscheduled guides, but even if there isn't, I mean, it's still been busy. I mean, things to do on a day-to-day basis. So it'll be a waiting game for earnings to really kick into gear, but I imagine it's going to be a busy week regardless. All right. So I hope you all have a great long Fourth of July weekend. I hope you enjoy the time with friends and family, and if you're traveling, safe travels. Um, we will be getting together on Tuesday for our next option session. So, hope you guys can make that. Uh, if you like this video and you're looking for more information about options and play, which is what I'm always talking about, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options in play. Uh, Again, have a great weekend, and I will talk to you on Tuesday.